Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? Today we are here with Stefan Halbig, the project lead for Crysis Remastered Trilogy. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, and hello again to everyone.
Hey everyone, and I'm Benza, the community or social media manager at Crytek, and today we are going to show you and talk about Crysis 2 remasters on the PlayStation 5 and obviously the whole Crysis Remastered Trilogy on PlayStation. And if you have any other questions on the PC version or Xbox version, we will answer those as well. So I hope you guys are ready. And yeah, we have so many changes for the Crysis 2 remastered compared to the original that we'll have so much to show you and talk about, right, Stefan?
Yes, correct. Also later we have a big list for you to show, right? We talk about a little bit deeper about the changes. So we have a full overview about the changes, what we have done for Crysis 2 Remastered, and it's really a lot, yeah.
Exactly. And again, if you guys are curious about how the game runs on the Xbox Series S or X more, then we had a stream this Monday, so you can look back on the votes on YouTube, on Facebook or Twitch as well. Check it out if you're interested in that console. And before that, we also had a stream on the Nintendo Switch, so you can check the games out there as well. And I know a lot of you are interested in the PC version. We will also have a stream for that later on, and that will reveal everything that's there to show. And don't forget that the game releases exactly in 2 weeks, so on the 15th of October.
Correct, yeah.
So I hope everyone is excited. And do you want to jump into some gameplay already?
Sure, and we can start directly. So everyone.
Yeah, there's the PlayStation controller. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so it will be on PlayStation 5, what we are doing here right now. And the PlayStation 5 has the up to 4K and 60 FPS support, if you don't know it yet. So fluid gameplay for next-gen consoles. This is what you want and this is what you get, right?
Exactly. You guys could also see our trailer comparing the old PS3 version, I think, compared to the new PlayStation 5 version, and it's a huge improvement. So
yeah, correct. I would say let's start with the options maybe first.
A good idea.
Because we have seen a lot of comments already about the options. So yeah, in the game options, you have the basic stuff here. Yeah, let's do this. Sound, you have the HDR settings, brightness, and the controls. You can also the ADS, aim assistant stuff. You can exchange and change around if you want, whatever you want. And you also have here the buttons.
Is the control layout the same as the old one?
Oh, we have updated, of course. Yeah.
Awesome. And just to mention, in this stream, we actually turned HDR off this time. On the Xbox stream, we had it on. So if it looks slightly different, that's like mostly because of that. But obviously, you can turn on HDR and it will have the new HDR features as well.
Correct, yeah. So let's jump in. So yeah, directly in the, okay, it's the second level. In the first level, you're starting a different location. Again, I don't want to spoiler that much again, yeah. So it is technically the second level of the game. And you can see already the improvements and strengths of Swogi. Yeah. So, for example, if you look into the corners, if you compare it to the original game, it's really dark. But now we see already the light is coming in and bounces in the corner everywhere. Because back in the days we have used fake lights for Crysis for the original one, fake lights because Swogi was not there in 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And now we don't need to use fake lights and we can use proper lights and real lights. And yeah, so I would say let's go.
Exactly, and then, as the Stefan already mentioned, the game is currently running on 4K or up to 4K on 60 FPS. So the stream also should be in a 60 FPS. Obviously, on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, you are only able to see a 1080p video stream, but this is downscaled from our 4K recording. So the game is actually running in up to 4K resolution.
Yeah, I mean, typically for Crysis, you can pick up stuff, throw away. I mean, typical Crysis, yeah.
The lighting looks really good.
Yeah. So for everyone, we have completely changed the lighting through all levels through the full game. As I mentioned, the old style was, I mean, it was really stylish and cool back in the days, 10 years ago. You had this blue greenish style, but in these days that's not stylish anymore because you're going more for a realistic light. And that's the reason we have put also not only the resources from Saber, so also from Crytek. We have art resources to the project to make sure that the lighting looking super realistic for this project, and I'm super happy with the results. And I think you will like it too. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very realistic if you look at it. Like, oh.
Jump.
You obviously have the same suit powers as always.
Yep.
And we don't want to spoil the story for you guys, so after a while we will also switch to a different level, and just to show some different environments, but like we will be playing around a bit. And obviously feel free to ask your questions, especially on the PlayStation if you have any, and at the end we will have a Q&A section to just answer anything you may have. Is it so someone is asking, is it 4K or something dynamic?
No, so it's dynamic resolution. So again, for all the people with what is dynamic resolution? So again, you want to reach 60 FPS all the time, right? In the best possible resolution, and then dynamic resolution comes in place. That means, let's say you have 4K 60 FPS, and now AI is coming, explosions coming, particle effects is coming, a lot of stuff, and the game or the power of the console is not able to hit 60 FPS anymore. So what you can do is with dynamic resolution, you're lowering the resolution automatically, fighting against this to get 60 FPS again. And this will happen automatically. So also in terms of gameplay, you won't notice a resolution drop, most likely, right? That shouldn't be seeable for you. But if the performance would drop, you will feel it. That's the reason why dynamic resolution is a very good technology for this. So you have always fluent gameplay in the game with 60 FPS.
And some are asking like, what is the lowest it can go, or what's the average resolution?
So right now we should be around 3200 when you're fighting against AI in this area. Later on it will a little bit more down towards 2800 maybe, or 2700, stuff like this. Yeah.
Okay, so it's still like way over 1440p actually. I mean close to 1440p, the lowest it can get.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So also what you maybe some people are seeing at the moment is we have also 1 second.
Cool.
Yeah. So we have also worked on the weapons. Yeah. So they have new models. As I mentioned, a full list will also come later. So the Scarab here looks very cool. We have also added some nanosuit symbols here. It's also similar to some Crysis 3 weapons. Looks very cool. And we also put extra resources just for the weapons and also other stuff which I will show you later. So you will see it, and yeah. What we also have a lot of improved is of course a distance view. And back in the days we were limited of the power because of this. You were not able to see the buildings, they're clear. for example. So we just made sure that you can see everything now in the game, so don't need to worry about this.
Yeah, and yeah, someone is asking about the day zero patch I saw. So there will be a day zero patch. So if you are getting the game digitally, then you will instantly download it automatically. But if you pre-order a game or get a retail version, since those had to be produced earlier, that's why those who have those will have a day zero patch basically.
Correct. I mean, I mentioned in the stream last time, I mean, for PlayStation, you need normally a lead time of 2 months to be certified from Sony into retail production and then also shipping it worldwide. Let's just do a stealth kill. Yeah. And yeah, and because of this, we have still 2 months time to work on a title. But these 2 months, for example, gave us the time to improve the quality of the game and performance. So yeah, with the Day Zero patch, you're getting the 4K support, for example, and also getting more features, which we will also focus on when you will see the big list in some minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, we will have like a whole slide just with bigger changes for you. So we'll talk a lot about that as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so those of you who are asking for the ray tracing on PC, yes, the PC version will have ray tracing exclusively on PC actually.
Correct. Yeah.
And yeah, for all the other PC questions like DLSS support, we will have a PC stream where we can show you all the cool stuff. So please wait for that. And we got a trophy actually.
Trophy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, trophy of course are always part of consoles. And will be part again of consoles. So we see already here. So we have also worked a lot of assets, materials, textures in the game. They're all really high res. So so basically we had a list of the most used assets and items in the game and textures and materials, and then we went from the top. Maybe the top one was 3,000 times used across all levels. Then we have touched it first and went down to I think 75%, 80% of it recovered. And there's some maybe which you will see maybe twice or 3 times in the game, and in some corners. Yeah, these are not that improved then yet, but overall the picture you will see everything is improved. Yeah.
And okay, someone is asking an interesting question: that can they expect the same level of quality on the PlayStation 4, or what is the difference?
Yeah. So the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 are indeed sharing the same quality settings, but for the PlayStation 5 you're getting high resolution, you're getting also tessellation support, and you're getting 2 other features which I'll show you later when we get showing the big list.
Yeah.
So basically, yes, what you're seeing at the moment you will also get on PlayStation 4, on PlayStation 4 Pro, but just with a lower resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've also seen a lot of people asking about the PlayStation 5 exclusive features, which I don't think we use, but maybe I'm wrong. The adaptive triggers or the 3D audio that the PlayStation 5 has.
Good question.
Yeah. I just seen a lot of people, so I didn't want to ignore it.
Yeah,
but
no, all good.
Yeah.
Let me check with the team.
Yeah, okay. We'll get back to you guys on that. We're not sure.
So please ask again on Discord or other channels.
Yeah, we'll try to get back to you.
Yeah. So that you're not wondering here, we're using the easiest difficulty settings for AI. So we're not dying that much because I still need to talk and play in between. Because last time with stream on Xbox,
we died a few times.
I died a few times.
I mean, you died, not me.
Yeah. Hey, we're sitting in the same boat.
When will the pre-order start? So you can already pre-order the retail version right now, both on Xbox and the PlayStation.
Correct.
And the game releases in 2 weeks on the 15th of October. So if you want to get it digitally, then you will have to wait until that date. But if you want to hold it in your hand and have it on your shelf, next to the original Crysis games, then you should already pre-order it now.
Yeah. So also, I mean, Swogi is very strong in indoor areas. So you see it directly here now if you are entering here the tent, right? So it looks really good with the Swogi features. And I've also seen a funny question here now. If the elevator dance is still part of the game, the Easter egg. Yes, the Easter egg is still part of the game. You can still see Cell dancing in the elevator. But no spoiler, try to find it in the game. I won't tell you where it is. Yeah.
I actually saw a question asking about the achievements because we mentioned it. So are they new compared to the old achievements, or like do they have to re-unlock them, or how does that work if they have like...
No. So the achievements are the same. Yeah.
But they still have to get them on the new game.
Oh, so sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So you can probably get a platinum on PlayStation So just do that. And I suppose you can get it for all 3 games.
It's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
And again, it's worth mentioning because we haven't actually that. If you buy the trilogy version, then you get all 3 games. So you get Crysis 1, 2, 3 remastered in a package, bundled together.
Yeah, I mean, you can also talk maybe about the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the trilogy price is at $49.99, which we think is super fair. So you're getting 3 games for 50 euro. So it's 70 euro, 60 euro, 80-ish per game, right?
Yeah.
And I think you're getting a lot of hours and fun, also with high quality. So we guess it's also good. And also for all the people who already bought Crysis 1 on the place, for example, they're also getting a discount for Crysis 2 and Crysis 3. So it's fair. Don't worry about this. So we're just making sure that everyone will be happy at the end. So
that's exactly what someone just asked. What if they already bought the Crysis Remastered? As Stefan mentioned, you are getting a discount on 2 and 3. So
don't worry about this. Yeah. Okay, I also covered I think last time also in Digital Foundry, because we had also Digital Foundry video, right?
Exactly.
About PlayStation. So that people ask, what's about why not ray tracing? And I have mentioned it that ray tracing is really expensive in terms of performance if you're adding it to a console. So what we have done is we have improved screen space reflections. Yeah. But for example, you see here, right? All the reflections, and they're all here. And also, if AI would walk here, you would also see that the eye is reflecting here on the puddle, for example. And you think it's ray tracing, but it's not ray tracing. And that's the reason why I mentioned we have improved screen space reflections. You're getting more performance, but visually you're getting almost the same at the end. So that was very important for us. Yeah, as you mentioned already, ray tracing won't be part for Crysis 2 and Crysis 3 Remastered on consoles. But we have improved screen space reflections to make sure that you're not missing it. The technology. Yeah.
I mean, the game runs so smooth with this high resolution. I think it's like more noticeable because the screen space reflection seems so high quality here that I don't think it's missing that much. And on the PC version, if you really want, you can still turn on ray tracing anyway.
Correct, yeah.
Like as you can see here, it's like super accurate.
Unlocked.
Yeah, for everyone that are asking for a PC stream, we will be having a PC stream closer to release, and we will show you all those features as well. So don't worry, we'll have that covered too. But right now we are playing on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, there's PlayStation 5. Yeah.
How are the loading times on PS5?
Very quick. So I don't want to say any numbers now, but I mean basically you can already skip after some seconds. The loading screen already starts. So yeah, it's very quick. Yeah. I think if we completed the section here, we could also maybe then start to show the features of the game. Yeah, but let me just get these cell soldiers down here.
Kill everyone, and then we can talk about the feature set of Crysis 2 in specific.
Trying my best not to die today.
So someone is asking if Crysis 2 and 3 will come to the Switch on the first day as well, or?
Yes, correct. So same for all consoles, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, 15th of October, getting Crysis 1, 2, 3, trilogy version. Yeah. And there's also Donut, which you can shoot down. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, I will just stop you for a second.
Okay, and then we can switch over to the features, and then we will show you a different level after maybe. So
yeah, we can't because it's a retail version.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's really the retail version at the end,
okay.
and we cannot just switch between. But it's almost the end of the first level. I think we have 18 levels of Crysis 2, 18. So yeah, we can just show it in the second level. All right, so what you see here, a lot of stuff, right? So maybe we can start from top and going down.
Yeah, sure. Maybe if I can see that far, yeah.
So these are really all improvements we have done only for Crysis 2 Remastered. And as you can see, it's a lot, and all these features will be also part and on the release date. As I mentioned, for example, the HDR, which is now on the top, will be part of this Zero patch, for example, right? Then maybe it's also have seen it in the Digital Foundry video that we have improved the TAA, temporal anti-aliasing, by a lot. So that means also distance with the buildings. It's much smoother now in the corners. You don't see like this Minecraft stylish stuff, right, with all the corners again, like back in the days. And especially also on the Switch, we have improved it there, so that's really cool. We have improved the post-processing. You also see it a lot in the game. POM, parallax occlusion mapping, we have improved. Sometimes it feels more realistic. You know, if you see some stones on the street, for example, it looks maybe in other games flat. But now with POM, you see also some, how you call it?
Yeah, just some like bumps and like
Bumps,
not
yeah.
like not a smooth surface, but like more
correct, yeah.
texture.
It looks realistic, right? Yeah. Yeah, improved vegetation shading. You will see it a lot in the vegetation, also especially for Crysis 3. You will see it a lot. Also, it's also good to improve the performance for the game. We have screen space shadows, which was not part of the original game. Yeah, SSDO, SSGI, and Swoggy. I mean, these three giving you a lot of improvement.
Maybe if you can just explain what they are, because
Yeah, I mean,
maybe some people won't understand.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So
Yeah.
for Swoggy, for example, I mean, Swoggy is known for the lights, right? Especially the light bounce technology, which we introduced. I mean, I think Crytek, we introduced it back in the days with Swoggy, right? As far as I remember with the CryEngine. And yeah, as I mentioned already, in the indoor areas and outdoor areas, if a light is coming in, it's not stopping here, and then you need to put fake lights on it. No, now it's coming in and the light is bouncing to every corner, right? And this Swoggy technology comes in place. As I mentioned, if you have a little light source in a, let's say in a room, and then it's shining everywhere in the corner, and it looks very good. Okay. And then yeah, screen space reflections I already mentioned. On the puddles, for example, or also other, for example, on the taxi or other vehicles, for example, you see all the reflections around you. So in the original game, we only had maybe one cube map in a reflection. That means it doesn't matter from which angle you're looking on the puddle, it looks always the same and it has always the same picture. But now we're able to access more memory and more power of the consoles. And because of this, that maybe one puddle has more cube maps, or one area has, instead of 10 cube maps. That means it doesn't matter in which area you go in every corner. It looks accurate. This is what I meant again. Don't need really ray tracing because we have covered this with screen space reflections.
Yeah, exactly. Just to stop you there for a second.
Sure.
Because you mentioned Digital Foundry. I think for everyone out there, make sure to check out the Crysis remastered videos on Digital Foundry, because they also go into the technical details and show a lot of stuff. So that's very cool. And you can also see Stefan explaining a bunch about the game. So I think it's good to check it out. And I also saw a question just to you about the game. They said, oh, you mentioned that you play the game hundreds of times. Which map is your favorite in all three games?
Oh, okay. I didn't think about it. So for Crysis 1, that's a good question.
Yeah, I just asked because I would have forgotten in 1 minute. So, yeah.
I think for Crysis 1, it's Island, the first level, Contact. It's called in Contact because yeah, I mean this sunrise scene. It's so known for Crysis, and I was just in love when I started here in the company 15 years ago when I started with Crysis 1 in the QA. I was just in love with that scene, so I guess it's Island.
Mm-hmm.
For Crysis 2, I like very much. There are two levels. It's this third one. It's called Alien Vessel, and there is the sixth one, which calls Downtown internally, which I like. Where there's a big church in that level, and I think because I like Alien Vessel because it looks super great in terms of lighting. You have everything there. Also, the aliens are coming in later. And then for Downtown, I think because it was my first level, which I have tested back in the days. So back in the days, the QA testers got levels assigned, and I had Downtown all the time. Nice. And I think it was just a connection between Downtown and and for Crysis 3, it's definitely the dam level canyon, because it's super good from level design. I like it so much. And yeah, I mean, if you're starting on the house, going down with the elevator and up the dam, destroying here and there, and seeing helicopter, and don't want to spoil it that much, right? But I like this level. So
yeah, thank you. I think that was a really good answer. Yeah. So hope you guys are happy with that. Yeah. And yeah, let's continue with the technical details.
All right. Then yeah, improved shadow quality and technology. Also, I mean, back in the days, if you're going closer to a shadow, also the corners were not sharp enough, doesn't look realistic enough. So this we have improved. You will see it also in the game. Shadows on glass, shadows on particles. It's all something. Let's say you're shooting on the house, and you see this particle effect, smoke is coming, and they're producing now also shadows on the ground. That's really cool. Shadows on water. It's a big feature which will be then in PC only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you will see it then later in the stream. Not
Yeah.
yet. Yeah, we will show you more about this. Yeah, what we have also improved. So, as you maybe know, we have integrated Digital Foundry into development.
Yeah.
And they gave us a lot of feedback, and a lot of feedback are also part of this feature list. And especially also, for example, the weapons animations, the waters animations, ripple animations. So, yeah. Back in the days with, for example, if you now here shoot and reload, it's now 60 FPS
Oh, they
fluent.
can't see the game, but I can.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, please switch back for a second. Yeah, so here. It's this here, bam. It feels fluent, yeah?
Yeah.
You can switch Snake now. Sorry for this.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. But back in the days, you had 30 FPS. You was feeling it's, I don't know, a bit wrong. But now, as we also have 60 FPS on next-gen consoles, we were able to achieve that on next-gen consoles and then also on PC, of course. And also with the water ribbons, if you're shooting on the water and seeing this, it looks very fluent and very nice, especially because in Crysis there's a lot of water. So this is also the reason why.
Yeah, basically everything just feels very smooth, like all the movements, the gameplay, and all parts of it, and you don't have like this disruptive feeling that, oh, something is not right there, and everything is just really smooth. So that's really cool.
Correct. So the next topic we have already covered with the 60 FPS and up to 4K support for next-gen consoles. We're calling up to because you don't have 4K all the time, right?
Exactly.
So,
we mentioned that, yeah.
We mentioned that with the dynamic resolution range. Yeah, so also what was a big factor that we're reaching this kind of quality with, I mean, we're adding a lot of new features, so many new features, and we're still able to hit a high amount of performance and resolution. That is because the guys at Saber Interactive did an awesome job on all the CPU and GPU improvements in the game. And really, we're talking about 151, not the, oh, this is one change and we call it now 10 times. No, really 150 unique changes, yeah, in the game. And because of this, we were able to put in all the features and also having good performance in the game. The next one, software, hardware, advanced, and DSS, as already covered, are PC only. Yes. And yeah, now let's go to the art side.
The visual improvement.
Visual improvement. So it's also a lot. Yeah. So improved lighting. I mentioned it already. Back in the days, the lighting was outdated, and now we have realistic lighting in the game. Then we, as I also mentioned, cube and reflections, and we have added a lot of cube and reflections, which also work together with screen space reflections. So that's also a big improvement because you have in Crysis so many windows, so many puddles. You've seen reflections everywhere. So there's a big improvement. Yeah, we have also mentioned materials and textures. As I mentioned, we had a big list, went down through the list, and we also improved that. Assets, we improved vehicles, we improved weapons, and then also we have improved characters in the game.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and this is the list for Crysis 2 Remastered.
I mean, that's a very impressive list, and yeah, let's just jump back to the game in the background.
These are really just the big ones. There are also
obviously there's
little
a lot,
ones. There's also little ones here, but I think these are really worth to mention here in the stream.
These are the more critical changes, obviously, and the most obvious ones, but there's like so many changes, so... But yeah, like, all the lighting feels very different compared to original, for sure. Like, it's very noticeable. Are we planning on adding gyro aiming? That's seen that asked multiple times.
The gyro aiming will be part for the Switch, and maybe in the future also for PlayStation. Yeah, but for now, for the release, it's
only on Switch.
Only on Switch, yeah.
So I've seen someone ask like, are we gonna do a stream on PlayStation 4? And we don't have to because it's almost the same. It's just like higher FPS and higher resolution here. And obviously like the slight changes you mentioned, but the biggest changes are the dynamic 4K resolution and the 60 FPS.
We're not faking here anything. It's really just that you see the game now with higher resolution and only, as I mentioned, tessellation improvement. And besides of that, the quality will be the same on PlayStation 4, on PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah. Someone asked if we could look at the main menu after the stream just for nostalgia, and we can do that at the end. Yeah.
Sure, no problem. Yeah. I mean, anyway, we have later Q&A sessions, so we can just cover this.
Exactly. We currently don't plan on adding multiplayer. It's we are focused on the single player elements of all three games.
Yeah.
So yeah. For those that are asking about multiplayer. And so people will be able to access the console on PC, right? Like to change the CVARs and such.
Yeah, correct. So this was just added a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So what we're making sure, which was not part of original Crysis, was you have access to all CVARs in the game, right? For Crysis 2 and Crysis 3, there will be again like in Crysis 1, con underline restricted, set it on 0, and then you have access to all the CVARs in the game if you want,
Exactly.
playing around with it. So you can, yeah, just a gift again for the PC community because we can, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I've seen some questions about FOV again, but we mentioned that's currently also on PC, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, here again, I think that was part of the trilogy, no, of the comparison trailer we have shown before the stream here. Also in this area, as I mentioned with the...
Yeah, I mean, it's a completely different area now, so it's good to show off the lighting and shadows, I guess. And,
correct, yeah.
and you can see the reflections on the walls as well.
That's the end of the first level, yeah.
Yeah, so the trilogy on PC will release in the Epic Game Store. But if you want to get Crysis Remastered, the first one, it actually released on Steam a few weeks ago, so you're able to pick up the first game on Steam.
As I mentioned here, because people are asking for
loading time.
Yeah, loading time. Let's wait now. 2, 3, 4,
Oh, that's
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think it was around 45 seconds or 1 minute for the original Cry. Okay, 10 seconds.
yeah,
Almost 10 seconds.
So it's like 4 to 5 times quicker than
so
it was.
I think 10 seconds is okay for the loading time for a big level.
I mean, yeah, of course.
I think that's fine, yeah.
And it's not like there's like loading screens in between. It just goes, so it's just a few seconds of waiting time.
Yeah. So for all you people that are not going, as I mentioned, that much into story, it's the reason why I'm playing a little bit, to show you the visual improvements in the game and also talking about this. And normally if we would talk about the story, right, we would also talk a little bit about this more, but I would like to not spoil it.
For example, this part was a great demonstration for how stable it is. There was like so many particle effects and like explosion going around, and it didn't really feel like it dipped anything below 60, so it's like a really smooth experience.
Also here, I mean, the new lighting, it looks so good here.
It looks very realistic, yeah. Almost photorealistic, yeah. Yeah, that's so cool.
Just want to focus here also on the building because, boom!
Are you able to skip the cutscenes in the remastered version?
Yes, so you're not able to see this X to skip button, right? So it will fade away, so it doesn't disturb you in some way in the cutscenes. But yeah, you are able to skip it if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can skip.
Yeah. Also loading screens you can skip. So if you want, you can do it. Maybe
So some people are asking about the CryEngine version again, but I think it's how you mentioned last time. It's the like a mutated version of.
I mean, I can just answer it again if you want.
Yeah.
So so it's a heavily modified CryEngine version. There's no name for it anymore. It's really so. We have used the one back in the days and transform it also with a lot of features from CryEngine 5, for example, and also like for PC we have implemented support which we needed also with the Switch. Then we had also integrated ray tracing support. So as I mentioned, there's no name for the CryEngine anymore because it's just heavily modified for our needs for Crysis Remastered. Yeah.
Yeah, and this will be available on Xbox One as well. As well as all the different Xbox versions. So one, all the Series S, Series X. I think one has a different version too. It's available there as well. So basically you can get it everywhere. And similarly like on PlayStation 4 Pro and 5, the biggest difference is the FPS and the resolution.
Right, yeah. How many gigabytes? Oh, that's a good question. So we were able to fit 3 games under 50 gigabyte.
That's why you can buy it on the retail version.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you could also have 2 discs in it.
Yeah.
But no, you're getting, I think it's 47 or 48 gigabyte for all 3 games. Crysis 2 is the biggest one. But then comes Crysis 3 and then Crysis 1 in terms of size. Yeah, but 50 gigabyte for all versions, yeah.
Yeah, so you won't have to sacrifice 200 gigabytes like yours. So do you like they're asking how we feel on the PS4 Pro specifically? Is like what's the difference there exactly? Or the FPS and resolution?
Let me just think about it.
It's a lot of numbers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have to have all concepts in mind. I think it's 40p or 1080p. Yeah, with 30 FPS. Yeah.
The Pro maybe it's 1440p and
Yeah, and
1080p on
yeah.
the original.
I need to check that. Maybe we can also communicate this later point. Also to have a full list ready for the people with all the resolutions and all the FPS caps we have for all consoles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's just so many versions right now with all the consoles and 3 different games too, so it's a lot of things to keep in mind.
Correct, yeah. And not only this, also 2 different games, 6 different platforms. No, you have
Exactly.
8 different platforms with the Switch together, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, so the pre-order date, as we mentioned, if you want the retail version, you can already pre-order it. So if you probably Google it or just look it up on bigger retailers, you can already pre-order the game in the physical version. But for the digital version, it will only release on release day, so on the 15th of October, exactly in 2 weeks. You can buy it on day and download it and get it and play with it right away.
Correct, yeah. That's correct, yeah. Sega Interactive is still involved in remastering 2 and 3, yes. So the main development was still on Sega Interactive. So for the Switch, on console version and PC. So from Crytek side, we have had a little bit more now with from the art side and technology. It's mainly covered here from Crytek side. So yeah, but besides of that, yep, Sega Interactive are the main developers.
Yeah, so meanwhile our community manager Utku wrote that the Pro version will be up to 1440p at 30 FPS and Series X version, X1X version will be up to 4K 30 FPS.
Thanks, Utku.
Yeah.
Thanks for this, yeah.
Xbox One X, not Series X.
Yeah.
So just to make sure,
Yeah.
the Series X is obviously 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Check the escape pods. We're looking for tissue samples, dead crew, anything like that.
You already pre-ordered it. Well, we are looking forward to your feedback and obviously hope you will enjoy the game a lot. Games.
Games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, as I mentioned,
Yeah.
price is absolutely fair.
Also, you mentioned that we changed something in the characters. So, what did we exactly change?
Yeah, so we had really an outsourcing studio dedicated for this. Yeah, so they really took time for it, looking through the cells, soldiers, to make sure that it looks up to date. The real textures and the materials are higher from the uniforms and stuff like this. So if you compare it, you will see it's just now modern and also in high resolution, high quality, which is needed for that game, yeah, for a remastered.
Yeah.
We really set together at the beginning what can we really improve in Crysis to Remastered. I mean, at the beginning we didn't have that long list, right?
Yeah.
But now at the end we have a triple list of it, and we are super happy with the quality. Yeah.
Awesome. So someone is asking if the cinematics or the cutscenes are those like upscaled or are they the original or what's up with those? It's an interesting question actually. So.
I think the question is if we're using the original cutscenes, right?
Oh yeah, or are they like upscaled to higher resolution or?
Yeah, so what we have done is we tried, because we had still some source files, right? Because they are still 12 years old, so it was also hard to get them again. So we tried to upscale them with a program and to giving you the best possible quality which you can achieve with the program. So with upscaling it, yeah.
Yeah, so they are upscaled and they will look better than the original?
Yes.
Someone's asking about input lag. I mean, you can maybe show the controller. Yeah, it's like pretty instantaneous. Yeah,
So I don't feel it. No.
yeah. There's no input lag.
No, I don't feel it.
But obviously, guys, if you experience any issues with any of the games, you just contact us on Discord, write it on socials, and we are always trying to improve everything and fix all the issues you may have.
Yeah.
Just like we did with the
Correct.
One Remastered as well. So
that's really important. So as we mentioned already in the last stream, not only looking for positive comments and ignoring negative comments. So we're reading negative comments, maybe not answering directly on it. That could be the case, yes, but it will be part of our internal report. And then we're sitting together, okay, how important is that for us and also for community? Okay, let's fix it for the next patch. Or maybe it's not that high priority at the moment, let's fix other stuff. Don't worry. Tell us everything you like and also tell us everything you don't like. And we're trying to improve it after that.
exactly.
But we hope, of course.
Like I feel like Crysis 1 Remastered is a good example because we fixed so much after release that you guys reported to us, and week by week we collect all the issues you have, or everything you would like, and we try to work on it and deliver it to you as quickly as possible. So obviously that's a big part of it, and we like to involve you as much as possible as well. Is the difficulty the same as the old difficulties? I suppose so.
Yes, difficult modes are the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same. Thank you, Arnold vs. Games. He was saying thanks for the streaming. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
So I think in 3-4 minutes we are in the end here of this level, and then maybe we can start the Q&A session.
Yeah, so yeah, let's just finish this level and then we can have a Q&A session, guys. So if you have any questions in mind about the whole release of the trilogy or specific for PlayStation, Xbox, or even PC, make sure to like think about them now, and then we'll just dedicate it completely to you, and we'll try to answer as much as we can. And yeah, again, it's 2 more weeks till release, so we hope you have a lot of questions, and hope you will also enjoy our PC stream that we'll have before release. Someone is asking about audio changes. Are there any audio changes or sound changes?
So we have fixed audio issues a lot in the game. So yes, there will be some changes, but we already have the Dolby Surround back in the days, right? So the quality of sound is already there. But yeah, if you experience some audio issues from the original game, we have fixed that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we can also customize your nanosuit, yeah. If you want.
And I see actually a pretty interesting question. Like, if you buy the trilogy, will you have like the 3 separate games in your library, or is it like a launcher?
No, it's pretty different. So you can also choose. I mean, I've checked now on Xbox. You can also choose if you just want to install 2 or only 2 or only 3 or just 1 and 2 or 1, 3. I mean, you can choose whatever.
Oh, so you can install whichever you want, and you can play whichever you want separately.
Correct, yeah. So if your space, for example, full, but you just want to play 1 game, feel free just to fill it with 15-20 gigabyte for Crysis 2, for example, or Crysis 3.
So you don't even have to install 50 gigabytes.
Correct, yeah.
Just that's great.
Yeah.
So you never played Crysis before, and thankful for the streams, but are we gonna have a giveaway at one point? I mean, if you keep an eye on our social media channels, and maybe even our Discord, we will be having some giveaways from time to time, maybe in some streams as well after the game release. So make sure to check out all those channels and follow them, and then you will get a chance to win a game probably at one point. And same goes for discounts. So if you are looking for discounts, obviously we currently only have the launch discount for those that own Crysis 1, but make sure to follow all the social channels for all the info on those.
I mean, here's a good example of the water rebels.
Looks really cool.
Yeah.
So those are all 60 FPS.
Yes, correct, yeah. Because we are playing on next-gen console. Yeah. Which are next-gen console exclusive, yeah. Because if you want to have 60 FPS water rebels, you should also run with 60 FPS.
Exactly,
good,
yeah, that makes...
It also makes sense, yeah.
Look at that water. Yeah, we know.
Yep.
Looks good.
It's improved a lot. Yeah, so I mean, here it's just a small area of water. Hoppala. It was the alien. But especially then later on, if you see If you see more water in the game, you will notice it. Just
And again, I can just like mention that again, that like so much stuff going on right now with water and explosions and attacks, and the frame rate is still really, really smooth.
yeah.
So you won't really have to worry about that.
When we took the feedback, of course, from Crysis 1 Remastered, we have seen that people had problems with performance for the consoles. So we, as I mentioned, with also the 150 unit performance for CPU and GPU, we just made sure that the people experience the game with great performance.
Awesome.
And that is the end here of the level. And I would say
Yeah.
that's it for the stream now.
Yeah, let's show someone else the main menu. Maybe we can show
Main
that
menu.
before.
Oh, sure.
And then, yeah, so now, meanwhile, we're showing the main menu for you guys. Here it is.
Oh, sorry.
Oops.
I just clicked the button. Resume game.
We don't have to wait long, but
Okay.
like you can already ask questions and soon we will switch the screens.
You have played with 30 FPS.
Yeah.
Such a cool time. Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. I've seen also the from digital. You see it now again. Just resume game from the
the
main
loading
menu
was pretty quick, yeah?
almost 10 seconds again. Yeah. No, I'm trying not to click on resume game.
Yeah.
Okay, you have campaign, and of course choose extras. Then it's the chair room, so you can also look on your nano suit and turning around. It's pretty
That's
nice.
cool.
Yeah, you have the unlocks, the credits. You can have a lot of stuff to collect in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure to really go into all corners in the game. Sometimes they're very good hidden. Yeah, so just make sure to find them. And you also need them also to get some trophies in the game. And the options
The options we
already covered
showed.
at the beginning.
Okay, awesome. So then let's go into the Q&A section and yeah, guys, go and ask your questions right now. We'll have like 10 more minutes to answer questions. And that was our PlayStation 5 gameplay at least, so hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you want to look at the Xbox version, we covered that this week. And before that we did the Switch version. And we will do the PC version later on. We should just play the main theme.
All the time.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a 24 hours version on YouTube. Maybe you can check it out.
That's probably one, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm just looking if I can put in some
Will it
audio.
be a physical release of the trilogy in Latin America? Yes. 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 Will be.
Yeah, so for those of you asking about PC specs, what you need, I mean, you will probably find the recommended specs for the game, but obviously on PC you're able to like fine tune your settings as well better. So
Yeah, but also here, the CPU and GPU improvements are not only for consoles; they're only for PC. So also for PC, we have put more features into PC, and you're also still able to play the game with a high amount of frame rate. So don't worry about this. I mean, if you have just an average graphic card playing 1080p, don't worry, you will get a lot of FPS in the game, and you have a lot of options to adjust the graphic settings to make sure that you're getting a high amount of FPS.
exactly. Dolby Vision support,
I mean, Dolby Vision's.
I'm not sure what that is, honestly. So
Let me check with the audio guys. I mean, I know 99% of everything, but sometimes like the Dolby Vision.
yeah, so again, like just check back on Discord maybe, and we will try to answer you there as soon as we can, unless Utku knows the answer, but that's a very specific question.
What are the programming abilities to land at a job at Crytek? Look on our webpage, crytek.com. There's a job section, and there's also a requirement section. And if you feel that you can cover this, feel free to send us your application. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just go to the crytek.com website, and you can find the career page, and there you can see our different offices and the different jobs available for all different departments. So you can directly apply from there if you would like to.
How long you have worked on the remaster? I have seen this question. So we have started with Crysis 2 and 3 December 2019. Yeah. So that means now 1 year and 10 months, 9 months later we will release the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years for Crysis 2 and Crysis 3. How much percentage will Remaster 2 PC on PC look better?
Then the old version.
I don't know how you can measure this.
In a percentage, that's hard.
I mean, you see it in every corner and every area. So is it then already 100% or is it then 10% for you? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, even the reflections on PC with ray tracing, right, and stuff like this. In every area, is it already another 10% for you, 100%? So for me, it's a lot. So I hope for you it will be the same.
There's a lot of changes, so
Yeah.
you won't be disappointed.
When I can pre-order the trilogy in the Microsoft. So for digitally, you won't be able to pre-order it. So you have to buy it on the 15th of October. But if you want to have the retail copy, you can already pre-order it now. So if you go to your local store, I mean, here in Germany, we have Amazon.de, we have MediaMarkt, Saturn, and stuff like this, and these companies. So you can already buy it there, and also on Amazon in France and Spain, Italian. You can also pre-order it already.
Exactly.
And also people on US, feel free to pre-order at Amazon.com and Best Buy and GameStop, for example.
Yeah, we talked about SLI support last time too. It's like you can try it, but we obviously didn't focus on that because it's like what 0.0.1% of PC gamers using SLI at this time. So
there's no official answer. There's no official answer and no official support from our side. If you're trying it out, and feel free to let us know if you still, if everything is fine or not.
Yeah, if you have like two 3090s lying around, just let us know how it worked, you know.
Yeah.
But,
that's correct. Yeah.
Global release time on the day.
From time wise, I think it's around around lunch. I think between 12, 1 or 2 o'clock in Frankfurt time, and then it will be globally launched and worldwide on the same time.
So that's CST. So.
Yeah, CST time. But I think that can be also then covered later on from community, just to make sure that you know the exact time of the release date. Yeah.
Should they play it on 3080 or PlayStation 5?
So,
good question.
I mean, depending, right? You're getting some extra features, of course, on PC, and 3080 will be totally fine for this. Don't worry. Try both.
Yeah, that's the best answer. Yeah, and if you have a Switch, get that as well.
Yes. So as we already mentioned, SAI is not really a thing anymore. I mean,
no,
we don't see it anymore. Also, as a feature, important feature for the games, no one is really supporting it anymore. I mean, back in the days, it was cool. I think the last game which I have used was maybe Witcher 3. I've used with two 9080s to get finally 50 FPS, 5.0 in 4K back in the days with 2 graphic cards. But after that, I think I didn't use SLI anymore. Yeah. Also very expensive in terms of power consumption.
I don't think we're gonna post the chart that we showed on social media like that, but like obviously later we will be talking about the future features more. But you could just like go back on the stream and screenshot it for yourself if you want to look at it. You know, you can always post it on social media if you want to.
Correct.
We are happy to hear that you love the live streams, and we are happy to show you the new games. We are also very excited about the release. So
yeah, so we're really trying to be really honest with you, with all the people out of you, not showing you what we have for all platforms. We have showed Switch now, we have showed Xbox, we have showed now PlayStation. Next we also show PC soon. We will show you all the features we have done. We have videos with which we found it together. They're going deeper in technology. They did already before the release for Switch and PlayStation and Xbox. So yeah, we are super transparent with you, what you're getting at the end, and we think, and this also we are feeling very confident that you will enjoy the quality for the trilogy.
Exactly, and as like one of the final questions, I think someone asked like an interesting one. What was like the biggest challenge in remastering these games, from your perspective at least? Yeah.
So of course, to start, what you would like to remaster. Yeah, I mean that was really the question at the beginning. Of course, you're saying, yeah, let's have higher texture resolution, have maybe Swogi then in, and when you have Swogi in, you have more. So really, it was like a tree. Okay, you have Swogi. What can you do with this? Okay, lighting. We can improve this. We can improve this. Okay, now on PC, we have ray tracing. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. And basically, as I mentioned at the beginning, we started with 5-6 features just to start with, right? And then during development, oh yeah, we can do this. Oh yeah, we can do this. And at the end, it was a a big tree with a lot of other rails in this tree just to get a lot of. So that was a challenge for us, and of course, to fight always the features in, but also getting the performance over. There's the performance always good. When you can put in 100 features just straightforward, and you have maybe 10 FPS at the end, right? We need to make sure to put in 100 features, but also getting stable FPS, and that was also our biggest challenge which we have achieved.
Yeah, and as the last question, which ties into this one a bit, I saw someone asking like similar to this one, like, what do you think is like the most noticeable, or what do you think is the biggest changes compared to the original? When you just like launch the game, what will be like the first thing that like you?
So I think already when we started here in the stream of Crysis Remastered, it's Swogi, because Swogi is everywhere. Every corner, every light is bouncing. So that is one of the keys. And also, of course, since 1/3 of the screen is also your weapon or the nanosuit, you see also that the nanosuit materials and textures are improved. You see the weapons are improved. It was also important that people seeing directly 1/3 of the screen is all the time improved, right? Directly. Yeah. And then Swogi is the next one. And then, if you go in deeper into the areas, you have the puzzles, you have screen set reflections, and then all the technology is just like a puzzle coming together. And then you're having this nice image and through the game, and also the quality.
Awesome. Thank you. That was a great answer. And I think that with that, unless you want to answer something else still, I think we answered most of your questions already.
Yep.
But if you still have any questions, especially about the PlayStation version, make sure to obviously contact us on social media, in the comments, on Discord, or the Crysis official Discord. Join that as well, so we can talk to you there. And send us all your feedback, how you feel, if you have any questions, and we'll be here talking to you more in the future as well. So thank you, Stefan, for joining us today again and
thank you.
Explaining everything. It was really cool. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat and for all your amazing questions. I hope you enjoyed the little gameplay segment. And with that, we wish you like a very nice weekend. And we hope you really enjoyed it. So
only 2 weeks away.
2 weeks, guys. 15th of October, yeah?
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.